Okay, hello, I'm Andrea. I'm a sophomore and I live in Stratton, that end. Okay, so I grew up going to church every Sunday and religion every Wednesday, but I was just kind of going through the motions. I didn't really know what it all meant. I kind of thought it was more of a story, like in a book, almost, and not that it was like a real person, somebody who like actually and physically died like on a cross for me. I believed, but I didn't really know what I believed. And the only barrier that kept me from knowing Jesus in a real way was time. I didn't really have any last year with basketball. I played here for the Falcons, and so I went to church almost every weekend. I tried to go, but I went by myself, and so I was kind of a loner like that. And I didn't like grow in my faith at all because I was by myself. So at the beginning of this year, I was very curious. It's like something kind of sparked in me this summer. I ended up quitting basketball right at the end of the summer, and I didn't really have like a real reason why. Like people would ask, and I'd be like, you know, it felt right to stop then, and now I know why. It's because I needed God. That is really what I needed. At the involvement fair at the beginning of the year, I was working at a booth, and I saw the InterVarsity station, and I knew that it was a Christian organization, and I was like, okay, when I'm done with my shift here, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to check it out. So I just walked up to Bree. A lot of you know Bree Bethune, and I was like, hey, who are you guys, and what do you guys do? I was just really curious. I just wanted to know more, and since then, it has been really amazing. I thought I would have a big hole in me without basketball because it was such a huge part of my life. But God has really overflowed that hole, and I can't get enough of it. I remember a specific large group when Michelle led us through John, the part about the woman at the well, and it was like the third week of school, I think. And I was still really fresh and new to this whole thing. I'd come before that, but I didn't know a whole lot. But that night really hit me hard. I remember tearing up as Michelle talked about the woman and how she was doing everything on her own. She didn't need help. She didn't want help. And Jesus told her, you need me. Let me help you. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm the woman at the well. That's me. I had been trying to do everything by myself. I wasn't asking for help. I didn't want help. And I was thinking oh, I didn't need that. I was really independent. At the time, I was going through something really, really personal and hard that I was trying to battle alone, and I was epically failing. So that night, I went up and I grabbed that red Solo cup that some of you might recognize. I went up there and grabbed that, and I decided I was going to let God help me and bring me into my life, or bring Him into my life completely. I remember Marshall. I don't know if you remember this, but we went to the back, and he could get prayed over after you grab the cup. So I walk up to Marshall, and he's going to pray over me, and he's like, oh, how are you doing? And I'm crying. And I'm like, oh, I'm great, I'm doing peachy, yeah, I'm having a great night. But so he prayed over me, and I haven't looked back since. That was just a really amazing experience. I've never felt so confident in myself and in God, just knowing that, He is my strength when I am weak. It's just so awesome. I also have probably the best community group. Not gonna lie. Woo! Yep. And it was so welcoming. I was so nervous. I had never done a Bible study before I came here. And they were all so welcoming, and it was so much fun, and they're great. And I also went to Fall Conference in October, and that was a really amazing time. And I can't thank the people enough who kept bugging me to go, every large group, days on end. I thank you for that because it was really awesome. And I also love large group, and I've met some amazing people here who have turned into even better friends, who can walk alongside me and help me along my own journey. And now that I know who God is and what He has and can do, I just want to grow in my relationship with Him. I want to know Him to the best of my ability. And something that I learned about this year, which I didn't know about before, was quiet time. I'd never heard of that. But that's definitely something I want to work on, spending time with the Lord, just me and Him. And I'm still getting the hang of it. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm getting better at it. And I figure, this is how I look at it, is like, I literally set apart almost 2 hours of every week to watch The Bachelor. I don't know if you guys do that, but I definitely do. So I figure I can at least do that much for someone who died for me to know him if I'm going to watch Juan Pablo. So, yeah. So that's basically it. That's me. Thanks.